Welcome back to Broken Bobby's Transformation Page. If you are new to the page, in 1990 I became involved in the drug gang world. From 92 to '06, I spent a lot of time incarcerated. I tell these stories to let you know it don't have to be you. If you're young and thinking about trying something or you're figuring out how to get out, these are my stories of this lifestyle and how it affected me, and eventually I got out and transformed my life. So let's get into today's story.
As you can see by the thumbnail, this is the most dominant gang in California prisons. Now, one thing I can't stress enough, prison is a very dangerous place, whether you are on the lowest of levels or the highest of levels. You know, there are dangerous people everywhere. And sometimes you just start off on a low level and eventually you find yourself to the level that you really should be on. But let's get into some of these different gangs and uh, the characteristics of them. And at the end, I'll tell you who I think is the most dominant gang in the Cali prisons. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash that like button, drop a comment, and be sure to share this video if you know somebody that may enjoy this sort of content. So on this one, I'm going to ask that you stay with me till the end, because who I think is the most dominant gang in the Cali prisons is probably going to surprise a lot of you. So yeah, stick with me. So let's go through a few of the different groups that you'll typically see on a California prison yard. We'll start with the Southern Mexicans. And these guys are usually deep just about everywhere you go. They are all for one and one for all. If one jumps, they're all going to jump. And, that's pretty typical of all the groups in California prison. But, yeah, especially with these guys. So, yeah, they are definitely not to be played with. Then you have the woodpile. We're typically more of a minority group in there as far as numbers. There are a few strongholds for the woodpile. The one thing I will say about the woodpile, though, is that we make really good weapons. The ones that I have seen are ridiculous. I guess when you are shorthanded, it's good to be able to make a good weapon. It really helps when the stuff kicks off. Okay, so let's move on. You got the Northern Hispanics. Now, I've never been on a yard with Northerners, but from what I've heard, they're very militant. It's a very military type structure, different levels, and they are definitely with the business and savages. Then you have the blacks, the Bloods and the Crips. Heard of Kumis. I've never been on a yard with a Kumi, but I guess they're from up north. And, they're pretty deep as well. But the thing about the blacks is they tend to be divided along, Crip blood thing. Like if the yard kicks off, don't get me wrong, if it's a racial thing, they'll all ride. But, yeah, so now let's jump over to the SNY side. I bet you didn't expect me to include these, but on the SNY side, you got the 2-5ers. And from what I understand, a lot of these guys are Southern Hispanics that dropped out or got removed or however they ended up over there, and they just weren't ready to hang up the gloves yet, so they started a new gang over there, and they are very deep. And from what I understand, they accept all, if you're down to ride, they'll accept you. Some of the other groups that are on that side, you have Northern Riders. A lot of these guys are ex-Northerners. Independent Riders. I've heard of Green Lighters, Gay Boy Gangsters. Like there's about a million different groups on the SNY side. And, I'd be lying to you if I told you I ever did time with any of these guys, but I have heard that there's some pockets of 2-5ers that are popping up on the streets. now in San Bernardino. I heard about this, which kind of surprised me, but hey, I mean, it is what it is. So you have all these different groups, right? And every group is dangerous in their own right. The thing is, you're in prison, and when the shit goes down, you're fighting for your life. But, and here's the twist to it all, right? Only one group in prison has guns, and that's the COs. So, I guess the point I'm trying to make is in some of these, like the Pelican Bay riot video, there were several of the Southern Hispanics that got shot in that riot. And with all due respect to them, no disrespect intended whatsoever, but they were bringing it to the blacks, and there's really no winners in all this stuff, I guess is what I'm trying to say. With the COs, they control the gates. They can transfer you out to another facility. They control everything but the inmate population, in the sense that there's another set of rules that there's two sets of rules: the rules that the institution has and the rules that the inmates have. Obviously, as an inmate, you're going to follow the rules that the inmates have, because the COs aren't going to get on you, and the way your own people would, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I want to hear some input from you guys. Who do you think is the most dominant gang in the Cali prisons? There's I'm sure there's several different opinions, and depending on if you are involved or part of one of these groups, that's probably going to sway your decision a little bit, I would imagine. But drop a comment and let me know what you think. Like I said, really, there are no winners here. I mean, some groups are deeper than others. Some, everybody's known for something, but at the end of the day, we're all doing time, and there really are no winners. The riot kicks off, and you're under gun coverage. Somebody's probably going to get shot, and it's no consolation that you were part of the most dominant group in that happening. So, like I said, I say that with all due respect, and I mean no disrespect to anybody. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe, smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, smash the thumbs down if you didn't like the video. Either way, drop a comment and let me know who you think is the most dominant gang in the California prisons. Maybe it wasn't any of the ones I've mentioned at all. Maybe it's someone else, So drop that comment and let me know what you think. And remember, with family, fitness, and freedom, and not doing stupid shit that's going to get us locked up, then you don't have to worry about any of this stuff, and whether your gang is the more dominant gang or anything like that. So I hope everybody's having a great day, and don't look at the mountain, just start climbing.